Okay, so I hope you guys enjoy this. So at the end, this was basically the pilot episode. This is how the show will be going. We'll be taking out stories, fairy tales. We don't have necessarily only fairy tales. We can bring up horror stories. We can bring up sci-fi stories. We can even bring up comedies or dramas. Whatever we be doing, it's gonna be the two of us. And we're gonna try and give roll the characters in a role-playing system, maybe Dungeons and Dragons, maybe something else, and we'll tell you guys a story. Do you have anything you want to add to this, Justin?
No, I don't know how chat felt about it, but I actually had a lot of fun doing this. I did. One thing we did talk about is we wanted to potentially get ideas of fairy tales that you guys would like to see.
So if you have any ideas for you guys in chat right now, feel free to post them there. We're gonna have a little talk. This is like Twitch special for those watching this on YouTube. This is not gonna be available on YouTube. I'm gonna cut a video and I talk to you chat on Twitch a bit about what you guys think. And for those watching on YouTube, if you want to get your word out known, if you want to see anything or see a story done by us, please put it in the comments and we'll read it.
Yes.
Okay, so I think that's about it for our first episode of Pinball Storytellers. For those watching on YouTube, goodbye and have a good night. Hope you enjoyed this as much as we enjoyed playing it. And for those on Twitch, don't go anywhere. We're gonna put a title screen for a couple of seconds and then jump in talking to you guys about what just happened. Okay, see ya in a couple of seconds. Okay guys, and we are back. This is only for Twitch, so if anybody's doing the highlights, don't highlight this. If I'm gonna do the highlights, Chucky, don't highlight this. Okay guys, so hope you guys enjoyed, and tell us what you think. So we're doing this basically now for feedback from you guys. So this is a prototype. We're still trying it out. This basically was the test of it. So what do you guys think? You guys have fun? Would you like to see anything different? And if you actually have fun and enjoyed everything, how it was done, what do you need to see next? What tale, what fairy tale? Go on and put it up. I will write them all down, the things that you write in chat, and I'm sure Justin will do the same thing.
Also, I saw a couple people in chat talking about doing like books. We actually talked about doing like a chapter from books, so we could do like it'd be interesting to start at the beginning, but I think it would also just be fun to sort of like go in the middle of a Song of Ice and Fire and do one of the chapters that's like Brianne. There we go. I can say it correctly, and Jamie on the road, because that's two characters. And just see what happens, what could happen differently, right?
I would love to do a Wheel of Time with you, because you have you read it?
I have not read Wheel of Time.
Okay, I would love to do that with you. That would be an interesting idea to put you in this environment that you have no idea you're in, and see what happens.
So it looks like Frozen, Sleeping Beauty, Jack and the Beanstalk.
Okay.
Bing Plunk, that's exactly it. We're reenacting the story, and I said this at the beginning of the show, but when you have, it's easy to tell a story. But what RPG systems give you is when you get to a part where you're not certain about where the story is going to go, you roll a die and you get to go off in the direction that the die tells you that this is what happened. Like, of these possible options, this is the one that actually worked out. So what you do is you start out with the story, you have all the characters as if they were going to be in an RPG system, and then you get to a part of the story where there's some friction, where a decision has to be made, and you roll the die, and you go off in the story, you go off in the direction that the die takes you instead of, where the story's supposed to go. And you don't know where it's going to end up. In this case, we did Red Riding Hood, and the wolf won.
Yeah, we did a drawdown of this. You guys wouldn't know this, but we said, okay, we really don't want to go with this without ever experimenting, so we tried experimenting with it. And actually, I might make it available, the audio sound for it, and see a version when we did and the wolf lost, and kind of went along the story, but not really at the same time. I think it's an interesting system we found ourselves here, and it's something that we can have a lot of fun with, and I hope that you guys are as excited as we are about this. Okay.
Also, I think if you have any interest in D&D or pen and paper games in general, RPGs of any kind, watching this will be super useful to you as a DM. Because this is kind of what DMs do when they're trying. They have a story in mind. They have an idea of where they kind of want the characters to go sometimes, or they have an idea for the world and how the world is, and they make things up. Like they make up an idea for how it could go and why it might go that way. And we're doing the exact same thing, and we're doing it live on stream. So you're going to get a lot of really interesting techniques that you're going to see for being a better DM.
Yeah, you can apply them even to
and a better player.
A better player. That's what I was going to say. What else do you want to add in here? Any questions you guys have? If you have any questions right now, post them in chat. This is only us and you, and we're here for you. We're here to answer your questions and everything. Have we answered your previous questions about what this is and how this goes? What if we were to make the role that stops the story? Like if the wolf and the grandma fight and the grandma kills the wolf, then there's not much left to tell.
Well, I mean, that's kind of what happened.
Yeah, that's kind of what happened. I mean,
we made a roll there where the huntsman failed his insight check to see if the wolf was there, so he walked off, and that was the end of the story, as opposed to the traditional end of the story. That happens sometimes. If we make a roll where like suddenly someone just randomly dies for like the most unlikely of reasons, and that's the end of the story's over. We would stop.
Yep, and that's about it. So we have a couple of things. I've been writing down all your suggestions, guys. So if even from Rumpelstiltskin, I have them down.
Again, we would stop because then the story would be over.
Yeah, and would you guys enjoy a longer version of the show, or just a shorter version of the show? So would you like to see like one story? Because like, for example, now we could have jumped into another story, have a little break, talk about it as we just did now, and then jump in another story. Like small stories from Grimm are easily done in 1 hour, maybe 2 if it really complicates or there are a lot of characters.
So, and doing an epic story, like doing, instead of a classic version of a fairy tale, like doing a retelling of like a Disney version of a fairy tale, so it has to go through the whole movie. Like doing Aladdin would be super complicated. That would take a longer period of time.
Yeah, I don't think we can
even without the music.
I don't think we should exclude anything like that, but it's unlikely. Not excluding, because we might do something big. We don't know. We're still trying this out as much as you guys are trying this out. So we are experimenting, as well as this is something new for you guys. So, Chucky, what part of the Wheel of Time would you want to replay? The start? There's many parts we can go in. I would just say that I'm currently at book number 5, if you count New Spring. I would, if I had to do something with him, a couple of ideas that spring to mind, I would put him in the Borderlands, where Trollocs and monsters and everything are very much real, not a myth or a legend. And see how much he survives there. Or just drop him into the south, like north of the Borderlands, into the monster territory. He's an IEL on a quest to avenge his father and kill as many Trollocs as he can before dying. Who knows? Who knows? We'll see about it. There's hundreds, tons of ideas we can have with Wheel of Time. Would you ever consider extending the story if it diverts too much, like make it a long-term campaign from a basic start? Yeah, why not?
I mean, yeah. If we start out with a basic story and end up telling it in a different way, and it ends up like stuff keeps happening, we could also like break off into an episodic format if that happened. We could end it at the right time, and then next week we could resume. We wouldn't intentionally do a story that was going to have cliffhangers if we didn't like know that it was too long, but it might end up that way someday.
Yeah, I mean, for example, this being an ODM mode, more of a narrator mode, turn-by-turn narrator mode, it has a potential of being very short, and it has a potential of being very long. So it really depends on how things go. This is, as Justin just said, this is complete experimentation. This is complete randomness. That's why the pinball in the name. So we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know how things are going to be going. This is not a D&D campaign. None of us have planned before this. We have read a story. We know what's going on in the story. And we are limited by our own imaginations. That's about it.
Ooh, I would like to do Alice in Wonderland. Doing Alice in Wonderland would be so much fun. That's a great idea.
Okay, that would be interesting.
That would definitely be episodic, though. We couldn't do Alice in Wonderland all at once. And it has a follow-up, too. We can do Through the Looking Glass. Ooh, and I can do poetry! Okay, I'm going to stop now.
We can definitely do that. That is a very good idea. Okay.
Also, we might do... again, we're not limiting ourselves to anything. We could do Native American tales. We could do like Asian fairy tales. I think would be really interesting.
I have Russian fairy tales are pretty interesting as well. I actually have a book that I bought recently about Russian fairy tales, which is pretty awesome. I think we can do some maybe Lord of the Rings.
Oh yeah, we could do Lord of the Rings.
There are a lot of side stories besides the whole Fellowship of the Ring thing. I mean, if you look at the whole history of Lord of the Rings, it's a very small portion of it.
And we could do some really goofy things, like we could do... I don't know if you guys have ever played Call of Cthulhu, but randomly stuff happens in Call of Cthulhu that's like totally insane. We could play a standard, like boring fairy tale in Call of Cthulhu and just see where it goes. We're not limited to D&D as a system, so we could.
Lovecraft.
There's a lot of ways we could. There's a lot of directions we could take this.
Yeah, I mean, we can even have like episodes where maybe Justin's the DM and he has like a small adventure for me, and I'm a character. I'm the main character in a fairy tale when basically I'm just the main character, and he gets to play the like for example Hercules. You know, like I'm Hercules, and we have the story. And we do the story of the trials and everything.
Ooh. Should we do classic horror stories like Dracula and Frankenstein?
Ooh.
Halloween's coming up.
Yeah, Halloween. We could do a Halloween episode.
We could be on Friday. We could do a Halloween episode. Are you free Friday?
Yes, I'm definitely free next Friday.
Ooh, we might do that. We might actually do that, Will Torres score. By the way, you owe someone $10. I don't know who you made the bet with, but I totally kept up the voice the whole time.
Yep. Yeah, he did. He did. So next Friday would be what day? 11th. So this Friday, you mean?
Yeah, it's literally this Friday because 31st is Halloween.
Oh yeah, definitely. I can definitely do a just the same time this Friday. I think. I think we should keep the same time frame on the scheduled show on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Well, and yeah,
maybe
it
have
could be like
special
we could do it
shows.
as a special.
Yeah, as a special. Okay, yeah. So Halloween special, guys, coming up. We don't know how it's gonna be done, but it's gonna be done. Okay.
So we'll either do a horror story or a horror RPG system with a normal story. One of those two, I think.
One of the two. And if you guys, again, if you wanna put up your opinions or what you wanna see, feel free to just put up in chat, and I'll write them down or I say them. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do like a side special to this, and I'm gonna put it up for you guys on YouTube as well. So you should be hearing this, but it's gonna be a different episode, especially for a Twitch talk, basically. So this is not gonna be part of the series. It's gonna be another playlist whatsoever. If you find this, you're lucky. But yes, I'm gonna be checking. Constantly checking for comments and ideas from you guys, because the idea is us having fun with you. That's the whole idea.
Oh, and someone was asking earlier about characters, like if we have more than one character. We might bring guests in too. I don't know about. I'm sure Chucky knows a lot of role players. I know a ton of really good role players that would be perfectly happy to be a guest for like one show. We might bring in people who have no experience with role-playing systems. We'd probably stick to simpler systems when we did that, but we would bring them in and like help us tell the story. So we have a lot of flexibility, a lot of options on how we could do with like larger casts.
Yep, I think we can definitely do that. I don't know what else to say, but I'll definitely do that. I would like to have some guests on this to freak them out or make them feel weird while we role play stories of their childhood.
All right, I think that covers it though. I think we got all the questions out of the way, got all the feedback. So thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. I had a lot of fun. I wasn't sure how the show would work out, but having done it now, and having seen like your guys' reaction in chat, I'm really happy with the show. I'm really happy with the idea of the show, and I'm really excited to experiment with it more.
Yeah, that is exactly my feeling as well. I was very scared about this. I was very reticent about finally doing it, but I'm very happy we did it. I'm very happy we're here, and I cannot wait to continue on this project with Justin and you guys. Okay, so I think that is about it for Pinball Storytellers today. If you've enjoyed, next episode is on Friday, this Friday, do you want to say noon your time? Same time?
Yeah, same time.
Okay.
Noon my time? You want to do it?
No.
Like
no, same thingy. One your time.
Okay, same time. Yeah, that's totally fine.
Okay, so same time, Friday, Halloween special. See you guys then. Bye.
Bye.